Kia ora. Lightning strikes, strong winds and heavy rain already been present across the South Island this morning, and we have got some more heavy rainfall to come on that western coast, some strengthening winds around the eastern side and some snowfall back in the mix as well. So you can see on the satellite charts, we've got this big band of cloud. That's our wet weather moving northwards up the South Island. Those red crosses showing the lightning strikes. We've seen a fair number of them already. And ahead of these features, strong northwesterly winds, perhaps severe gale in the most exposed areas. So we have got watches and warnings for many things as we head through daytime. That rain moves northwards, being replaced by cold air and snowfall, especially down to low levels through parts of Southland and Otago, with the risk of some heavier amounts of snow above about 300 metres, not just down south, but also for those higher roads and passes as well. So in terms of wet weather, the western coast is set to see the heaviest rainfall. There are still some weather warnings in place for parts of Western through to about 1 o'clock today, but this rainfall warning you can see through Buller is with us right the way through till the end of the day, into the evening time. Watches as well out towards the likes of the Nelson Lakes and the Taurua Range through into the early hours of the morning tomorrow. Down south, we've got a watch out for some heavy snowfall. Now, this snow could get down as low as sea level down and through parts of Southland, Fiordland and in towards Otago as well. A real cold, wintry feeling day for Friday, so we're really going to have a big impact on our temperatures, and that snowfall heavy at times above about 300 metres, so it is one to watch out for. Not just for down in the south, we've also got road snowfall warnings in place for many of those higher passes from Lewis Pass right the way down towards that Dunedin motorway and even across in towards the Milford Road as well. Worth keeping an eye on and preparing for some snowfall, especially overnight tonight, Thursday, into those early hours of Friday morning. It's not just the wind and the snow though. We have also got rather blustery conditions. You can see those northwesties, particularly ahead of that first front. So the Canterbury High Country, Marlborough and in towards Wellington and Wairarapa. So we've also got some strong wind warnings and watches in place there as well. Gusts perhaps 120, 130 kilometres an hour in the areas where we've got those warnings. So the Canterbury High Country, also around that central part of New Zealand. Strongest winds in those regions likely to be as we head through the rest of Thursday, and then things easing off in the overnight period. But up towards the likes of those southern parts of Hawke's Bay, we'll keep that watch going through into the early hours of Friday morning. Now we'll just take a bit of a step away and a bit of a look up towards the north as we head through the weekend. High pressure builds across many of us, so things are generally fairly settled. To the north though, you can see another area of low pressure mixed into that, the remnants of Lola, and that is likely to bring some wetter and windier weather back towards New Zealand for those northern parts of the country, northern Auckland, Coromandel, Bay of Plenty, and perhaps those northern parts of Gisborne in the early part of next week. So it's well worth staying up to date with the latest forecast and those watches and warnings. You can find all of that information at metservice.com.